Hello and welcome to Maths by SAS. This is my fifth lesson of D2, chapter number 1, exercise 1A, that is about direct proportion. If you find any difficulty in understanding that what is the direct proportion, how to write the equation that connects two variables which are in direct proportion, you can watch my previous lessons, for which I'll give the link in the description box. In this lesson, I will solve question number 14. Let's read the question first. Question says the amount of voltage V volts needed to send a fixed amount of the current through the wire is directly proportional to its resistance R ohms, where R equals to 6 when V equals to 9. Find an equation that connects V and R. Find the value of V when R equals to 15. Calculate the value of R when V equals to 15. And then finally we have to draw the graph of V against R. As the two quantities V and R are in direct proportion to each other, so we know that first of all we have to write V is directly proportional to, because V directly proportional to R, and V equals to K times R. In order to get the value of this constant of variation, what I have to do, there is the condition given that R equals to 6 when V equals to 9. V equals to 9, R equals to 6, R equals to 6. So instead of these two letters, I have to replace these values. 9 equals to K times 6. In order to get value of K, shift 6 to other side. It will become 9 by 6 equals to K, or K will be equal to 3 3s are and 3 2s are 3 by 2, or 1.5. So the equation that will connect V with R, V equals to 1.5 R. I hope you are clear about this part. Very easy questions. Let's move to the second part of the question, and that says that we have to find value of V when R equals to 15. So for the calculation of this part, what I have to do, again I have to take this equation and I have to replace value of R by 15. So V will be equal to 1.5 multiplied by R is 15 in the second part. 15 multiplied by 15 is 225. And then I have to see that I have to insert the decimal after one digit. So it will become 225. I hope. So the voltage is 225, and block the answer. And then coming to the third part of the question, that says that we have to calculate R. Third part is that we have to find value of R for which V is 15. For which we have to find value of R for which V is 15 again. 15. Now again I have to take the same relationship, that V equals to 1.5 R. Instead of V, I have to replace 15 equals to 1.5 R. In order to get value of R, I have to divide that 15 by 1.5 equals to R. This 15 divided by 15, I can remove the decimal here. This and 15 ones are. So R will be equal to 10. I hope you are clear about that how we are calculating, and we are making our calculations easier. In fourth part is draw the graph. The fourth part is draw the graph of V against R. For that, again I have to take the same relationship, that V equals to 1.5 R. In order to draw the graph, I need at least 2 points. So one of the point I'm taking is R value is 0. When I will replace R 0 here, when that 0 will be multiplied by 1.5, V will become 0. So one of the point is 0, 0. When I am taking R value 1, that 1 will be multiplied by 1.5. So V will become 1.5. So with the help of these 2 points, I will be drawing the graph for this function. Let me hold the ruler, and then we can see that on x-axis I need at least 2 points. That will be enough. This is 1, and this, let me take little extra place. And then on y-axis I need at least 2 points. This is 1 and this is almost 2. Okay, and I have to mark the x's as well. This is r and this is v. And now origin 0 0, this is 1, this is 1 and 2. Now first of the point will be coming at origin. I have to mark the point, then I have to reach at 1, and then I have to reach right in between 1 and 2. That will be the place for 1.5. Now I have to join these 2 points with ruler. So the graph for v and r, that will connect and show the relationship v equals to 1.5 r will be like this. It will pass through the origin because this is the graph for the direct variation. Let's move to the next question. Question number 15. Let's read the question first. Question says the total monthly income $D of the salesman who sells the tires consists of the basic salary 600, and a variable amount which depends upon the number of the tires he sells. For each tire he sells, he receives, for the sale of one tire, he is getting $8. First part of the question is, if the salesman sells 95 tires in a particular month, find the total income for that month. And the second part is, if the salesman's monthly income for the particular month is 1680, calculate the number of tires he sells in that month. Then we have to write on the formula that connects D with N, and then we have to finally draw the graph for this question. So let's move to the solution of the question, and let's think about that. What is this 600? This 600 is the fixed salary. Basic salary or fixed salary is basic salary is $600. This is the fixed amount that he will be getting in any case. How much extra he is getting, that depends upon the number of tires he is selling. And when he sells one tire, he gets, for sale of one tire, he gets 8 rupees. For sale of 2 tires, he will be getting 8 multiplied by 2 or $16. So we have to keep this thing in mind. So for the first part, that says if the salesman sells 95 tires in the particular month, total income that he will be getting will be that this 600 plus the total amount that he is getting for the sale of 95 tires. So the amount he receives for the sale of 95 tires, total amount he receives for sale of 95 tires will be equal to this fixed amount 600 plus 95 multiplied by 8. That will be equal to 600 plus 95 multiplied by 8. 95 multiplied by 8 will give me 760. So plus 600 and 1360. So $1360 he will be getting when he is selling 95 tires in that particular month. I hope you are clear how to find the total earning of that person. Let's move to the second part of the question. Second part says, if the salesman's monthly income for the particular month is $1680, calculate the number of tires he sells in the month. Try to get the idea that how many tires he is selling is, and how much total amount he is getting at the end of month is this fixed amount plus the variable amount. Now he is in the next part, he is getting $1680. 1680. In these $1680, he will have this fixed amount as well. So in order to get the number of tires he's selling in that month, we have to first take away the fixed amount. So the amount, so what we have to do, amount received by salesman due to the sale of tires will be equal to this 1680 minus 600. 1680 minus 600, take away 600 from 1680 and I will left with 1080. This is the amount that he is getting due to the sale of the tires. Now when he is selling one tire, he is getting 8 rupees. So what we have to do, that we have to equate in order to get the number of tires. Let n be the number of tires. 8n equals to 1080, and now shift this 8 to other side and n will be equal to 1080 divided by 8. And when I will divide 1080 by 8, answer will be 135. So he has sold 135 tires in that month. Okay, now the next part of the question says that we have to write the formula. Write down the formula connecting D and N, where N is the number of the tires the salesman sells in that particular month. So the formula that connects D, that is the total cost. So formula for the D, that is D equals to, now think about the previous working, that this is the fixed amount and then fixed amount plus the variable amount. For sale of one tire, he's getting 8 rupees. How many tires he will be selling? He will be getting the amount. So the formula and the equation that will connect D with N will be D equals to 600 plus 8N. I hope you are clear about this part. Now the next part says that we have to draw the graph of D against N. So, and we have to tell that whether it is the direct proportion or not, and we have to use the graph for the explanation. In order to draw the graph, again I have to take this relationship that D equals to 600 plus 8N. For the drawing of graph, I need at least two values, 2 points. When I'm taking my N value 0, D will be becoming, N is 0, D will be becoming 600. And when I'm taking, suppose N1, my value of D, I'm replacing N1, this will become 8, and N is 1, and value of D will become 608. These are the 2 points that I will be marking on the graph, and then I will be checking the behavior of that graph. So let's move to the drawing of the graph. Okay, now on x-axis, I need just 2 values which will be enough for this graph. This is suppose 0 and 1, and this will be the n-axis. My number of tires will be coming on this axis, and coming to y-axis, that is my cost axis, the amount axis. This is, suppose I'm taking 2 4, this is 300, this is 600, and this is 300 more 900. We can adjust the scale according to the need and requirement. This is the D axis, this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 300, this is 600, and this is 900. Now first of the point will be 0 with 600. It will not be coming on the origin. My graph will start from this point. This is the first point that I have to mark. Then 1 with 608, that will be coming slightly up. And now join these 2 points to get the graph. Okay, so the graph will be taking this one. D equals to 600 plus 8n. Now we have to decide whether this is the direct variation or not. This is not the direct proportion. The reason is that this graph is not passing through the origin. So I hope you are clear about this question. Let's move to the next question and read the question first. Question says, as the questions are long, so I'm reading the questions from the book. Question says, a machine which manufactures ice needs to be run for 10 minutes to warm up before the production of ice begins. This is really important to understand. After that, the mass in tons of the ice produced is directly proportional to the number of hours of production. The mass in tons of ice produced is directly proportional to the number of hours of ice production. Given that 20 tons of ice are produced when the machine is run for half an hour, find the mass of the ice manufactured when the machine runs for 1.75 hours. Here we have some important points that we have to discuss. If we read the second line that says that a machine which manufactures ice needs 10 minutes for warm up. 10 minutes for warm up. It means that in these 10 minutes, machine will not be producing anything. Suppose if machine is running for 30 minutes, it will not be producing ice for whole 30 minutes. It will be producing ice for 30 minus 10 minutes. Second is that mass of the ice produced is directly proportional to the number of hours, and 20 tons of ice is produced when the machine is run for half an hour. Time is half an hour. This information is in hours and this information is in minutes. So we know that 1 minute equals to 1 over 60 hours. So 10 minutes, we can convert 10 minutes will be equal to 10 by 60 hours or 1 by 6 hours. 1 by 6 hours. Now we have to go to the solution of this question. That mass is directly, because mass is directly proportional to the time given in the question, and mass will be equal to K times T. Now the problem is that 20 tons of ice is produced when machine is run for half an hour. K equals to, now what will be the time expression for time here? As the machine is run for half an hour, but total half an hour, the machine is not producing the ice. So what will happen, that this is half an hour minus the expression of 10 minutes in hours is 1 by 6 minus 1 by 6. Now what I have to do, I have to take the LCM. This is 6, 3 minus 1, and K will be equal to 2 by 6, which is equal to 20, and K 1 by 3 equals to 20. Shift 3 to other side, and K will be equal to 20 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 60. So the constant of variation is 60. Now my equation and the given relation will take the form m equals to 60t. I hope you are clear about how we are calculating the constant of variation in this question. Let's move to the next part of the question. Find the mass of ice manufactured when the machine is run for mass of ice manufactured when the machine is run for half an hour. Now it means machine is run for 1.75 hours. Now we have to find the mass of ice produced. So what we have to do, m will be equal to 60 into 1.75 minus 1 by 6, that will give me 1 by 6, that will give me 1 divided by 6 is 0.16 and 6, because Why I'm subtracting this? Because the reason is that the machine is not producing the ice for the time for which it's working. It's taking 1/6 hours for the warm up. So take away 1.66.16, 1.75 minus 0.16, that is 1.59. 60 into 1.59 multiplied by 60, which is equal to 95.4 tons, 95.4 tons mass, or mass equals to approximately 95 tons. So I hope you are clear about how we are solving these questions. They're really easy questions. Please watch my lesson, like, share and subscribe the channel, and press bell icon to get the notification of every lesson in time. Thank you very much.